All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Friday, August 16th, set today by Jack. Not a name I recognize. Let's see what Jack has for us. Parts of hierarchical structure close or close when wanting weak off. As parts of might suggest a hidden clue, but I don't think so. Structure close, or yeah, might be the last letter of structure. And then wanting weak off, maybe we have to remove a W. Yeah, maybe it's a word for close. With a W, we remove it and we get parts of hierarchical. No, very confused by that one. How about received callers first question mid-broadcast? Well, callers first, I think, is going to be a C, first letter of caller, and then question can be either Q or QU. Mid-broadcast, well, broadcast can be an anagram indicator, so do we anagram mid plus, well, we would need 5 more letters, so it would have to be a 4-letter word for question. No, let's move on. Try to find person with faith in hearing. Okay, I think we're going to have a homophone for a person with faith. Oh, well, the obvious then word for try to find would be to seek, which sounds like S-I-K-H, someone, a person with faith. All right. Depressed U.S. state, good for corporation, question mark. Well, we've seen before where corporation, one of its meanings is the stomach, so I'm thinking it's going to be, I'm thinking low fat food would be good for your stomach. Depressed could be low. But where do we get the US? Oh, how about locale? California? I do like it. Just because it's an abbreviation for low calorie. That's the only thing that gives me pause. But we'll see if it helps with the other words. Let me go back to the acrosses. Text written about everyone's underwear. I think everyone is going to be all. Maybe we put something for text around all and we get underwear. I'm not thinking of a word for underwear with ALL in the middle of it. Yeah, so maybe it's something else. How about our chance? Well, seeing a 4-letter word ending in K, I'm thinking of luck. Meaning of liberal would be L, and conservative in country. Well, the country is UK and it has C for conservative inside it. All right. Oh, so this might be QU. The definition then would be received. Oh, I'm thinking if there's a C, acquired. So it's the first letter of caller plus a question O in aired. So it's broadcast as a past tense verb. That's tricky. Does that help me now with my parts of hierarchical structure? SCH, SCR, or it could begin with a vowel. There's a word at the back of my head, but not thinking of it. All right, let's go on. De-restricted final agreement leads to collapse. Ooh. Does de-restricted have a wordplay meaning? I'm wondering if it means like uncovered, removing the outer letters. But yeah, no, don't see that. Final agreement. No. Let's try ingenious description of gallery. Oh, well, a gallery might be full of art or artful, and that would also mean ingenious, I think. What makes dreams come true repels me in a way. Ooh. Yeah, that's a good one. What makes dreams come true? Hard work, a lucky star. What if it was what makes dreams come? Oh, which I think is the REM sleep. Isn't that yeah, and I think it's an anagram of repels me. Is that right? Yeah, it's the right number of letters. I just don't know what true is doing other than the surface and to mislead us. But yeah, I'm fairly confident in that. Study, tense, journalist, suffering from depression. Oh, well, a study might be a den. I think tense can simply be the letter T. Maybe that comes from dictionaries or some other grammars or something. And a journalist is often an ed for an editor. And if something is dented, it has a depression in a way, hence the question mark. Ooh, let's look at this digital protection that's reduced by using certain files. I think it must be a finger something. Is a fingernail protection? I don't know if, what do our fingernails do? I think it's so that we can scrape things or play the guitar or, yeah, I'm not sure if they're there for protection. I really don't know. But obviously they would be reduced by using nail files. That's clever. Let's go back to the downs I skipped over. Greatly respected. Guide meets explorer. Returning from the interior. Oh no. I think it might mean greatly respected. But then what's guide? Could be steer or... And it's going to meet who's the explorer returning from the interior. Ugh. How does that work as wordplay? Is it going to be Dr. Livingston and Stanley? What other explorer? It would have to be a very short explorer's name. No. Stewed rat eaten by mad English people like us. Oh, so I'm thinking stewed rat might be an anagram of rat. And that's going to be eaten or surrounded by... Oh, could it be an anagram of English, which is 7 letters plus 3 from rat? And it's going to make people like us. But what would that anagram be? Rat English. So the S, I think, would go at the end for people. It could be ERS. Where would the G go? Yeah, I think I need some more letters. Games lesson introducing breathing apparatus for diving activity. Well, certainly I want scuba to come into it somehow. Games lesson might be PE. Introducing breathing apparatus might simply be a lung, but I know it's not that. I'm thinking diving activity is the definition. Oh, maybe it's the name of one of the dive types. I didn't watch any of the Olympics, so I can't remember from years ago what they call the different dives they would do. Of course, it might be nothing to do with diving in water. It might be diving in football, where it's endemic, or dumpster diving. I don't know. Ordered to go with railway guard. Well, I think maybe it's ordered to go with RY for railway, and that's going to mean a guard. Yes, if you ordered someone to go, you sent them, and with the RY railway, it is a sentry. All right. Separate established area where animal is found. Is it going to mean separate? Or could it be an animal? Elephant? Established? Could that be an anagram indicator for area? Yeah, I don't see it. All right. Striking. Man lives next door to a crime boss. I'm thinking the crime boss might be a Don. Oh, maybe it's a striking man, as in somebody who hits people. Lives might be is next door to, do we just put it beside Don or a Don? I can't think of a striking man ending in Don. Or striking as in attractive. No, I don't see it. Supporter impedes talk show hosts. Supporter can be bra, of course, or fan, and that impedes. Is it going to be talk show hosts, MCs, or I don't see that either. Seed mainly spread by South American plant. Spread certainly suggests an anagram, at least partially. But the mainly, I would like if it was just seed spread, we anagram seed and then follow it with SA for South American. Yeah, but seed mainly makes me think we're just going to take the first three letters, anagram those, which would have to be EES or ESE, and then maybe by a South American nationality or no, don't see it. All right, quickly read joins in matrimony allowed in shock. Uh, is it going to mean quickly read or is it going to mean shock? I am wondering if it's a homophone in the middle or at one end for joins in matrimony, which would be marries. So something that sounds like marries. And we put that in a word for shock. And does it then mean quickly read, skim or peruse, browse? Weds, of course, joins in matrimony. Weds. Yeah, well, what does this N do? No, how about knockout? Oh, that could be KO. Left could be L. Henry lying about. Cause of black eyes. Oh, that's good. And I think Henry we're meant to think of is Henry Cooper, although I don't know if the younger solvers will think of him. But I'm thinking it's going to be, Cole, K-O, and then H for Henry, which is an SI unit, and then L for left. And Cole is a kind of eyeshadow, right? All right, member of school, ignoring head, and going wrong. Ooh. Oh, could it be the head letter of ignoring, an I, and then an anagram of going wrong? But how would that be a member of school? I don't see that. Pupil, of course, maybe losing its head would just be UPIL. No. Chilling effect on being in vulnerable position financially. I'm thinking this might be a double definition. Freezing would be a chilling effect. Is that in a vulnerable position financially if your pay is frozen or your assets are frozen? Well, we would have a Z here. Briefly meet notorious band. I'm thinking this must be kiss. If two snooker balls, for example, just touch, they say they kiss. And there is was a band called Kiss. Are they notorious? Well, I would have thought a notorious band would be Duran Duran. I'll put it in. Anyway, that makes me think it's, yeah, I definitely can't think of anything with a Z, so it's not freezing. Chilling effect. Yes, but I think it will be an ing word. What would that do for 18 down? County welcomes measure of current. Okay, measure of current would be amp, right? Growth in coastal regions. Oh, maybe there's another unit which is current growth. In coastal, coastal. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I think we're gonna, yeah, maybe this is going to be coastal regions as the definition. Oh, what's the county? Oh, maybe it's growth in coastal regions. Something like land reclamation or, yeah, beaching or something like that. Oh, I was wondering if the county might be Kent. Nice short county. What other short county names are there with an N? Probably in the second last position. Could be an abbreviation too, of course. Welcome's measure of current growth. Hey, no. Very tricky. All right, almost every tree is growing at high altitudes. Oh my goodness. No idea what that is. Intrusion prevention mechanism in key address resolution protocols originally. Well, that certainly reads like one of Everyman's weekend crossword clues with the taking the first letters, but yeah, I'm where do we just take the first letters of resolution protocols? RP, ARP, KARP. I don't think there's a word MIKARP, but I presume the definition will be intrusion prevention. Yeah, maybe mechanism. So is it just simply a lock of some kind, a latch, an alarm? Yeah, ooh, that one seems like it should be very easy, but it's just not jumping out at me. Yeah, how about member of high society? Who's no social climber? Oh, I'm thinking it's going to be some titled person with 6 letters, but who's no social climber? Climber makes me think ivy. Member of high society. Oh, maybe it's a pothead or something like that. No. Boy, I'm finding this very difficult. Um, yeah, I'm really wondering who this Jack character is. All right, I do have all the letters I'm going to get for this one. Um, ooh, I am thinking of echelons would fit. Let's see if I can work out why that might be right. So I think the definition is parts of hierarchical structure. Oh, we do have anagram of close. Oh, it's close when um, wanting or lacking a W for weak. So then it's close hen and it's off or anagrammed. Ah, great. All right, this de-restricted, is that the definition? Or is it going to be collapse? Yeah, ooh, not seeing it. Uh, this was my guide meets explorer. Yeah, presuming it's meaning greatly respected and it's going to end in MED. Let me pause and ponder that one. It's simply a hidden clue, which I think the interior is telling us that, but we have to read it backwards, so returning from the interior. And if we start with the first E in Explorer and read backwards, we get esteemed, which would be respected. All right. So now our text written about everyone. Oh, I should have thought of a word for underwear with all. I'm sure many of you, if not all of you, got this one. SMS is a text message. Is that still a thing, or has the technology gone beyond it? But anyway, we have all inside of SMS to give us smalls, a euphemism for underwear. This is the one I thought might be an anagram of rat and English, so let's try the anagram helper and see if anything jumps out. And it would be people like us, Nart Slay. Not seeing anything. Yeah, no, let me just think about what the ending. I did think it might be ERS. And then what would come between the L and the ERS? Let me pause and think about it. I had to do it on pen and paper. And I saw we have Earth and then Earthlings. So those are people like us. Can't disagree with that. Oh, I had all of the parts. I did think lives might be is, and a crime boss might be a Don. I just had it in the wrong order. Adonis, figure from mythology, striking man. Ah, very good. All right. So then what's our de-restricted final agreement leads to collapse? I see we have connection, confection, but I'm not seeing the collapse. All right, I think I'm going to have to go to wordplays.com and look for a 10-letter word with these letters in it. Well, there are a lot of words that match this pattern, but I don't like any of them. I can't see how any of them are linked to either de-restricted or collapse. So let's try our games lesson introducing breathing apparatus for diving activity. Oh, so it's not PE, or well, maybe it's PE at the end, but yeah, games lesson introducing breathing apparatus. Oh, yeah, so I think the breathing apparatus might be the lung. Oh, and a diving activity, I suppose, would be a plunge. Yeah, so it is PE that we introduce into it the lung and we get our plunge. All right, so I'm thinking this is then connecting, consenting. Oh, consenting at least has something to do with agreement. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to go with consenting, but No idea why that would be. Let's check it. No, let's reveal it. A concertina. Oh, yeah, I think is that in reference to, for example, when they implode a skyscraper and we see it fall down like a concertina. Um, but I, oh, I think I see the wordplay at least. I think we do take the outer letters from final, so we de-restrict it, which is such a convoluted way to clue INA. But they go at the end because a word for agreement. So if you're in concert with someone, you're in agreement, and that leads. And then they're using concertina, I think, as a verb, or maybe just a type of collapse, but that's very tricky. All right, the top half is done. Let's maybe go to the bottom right. County welcomes measure of current growth. Oh yeah, let me get rid of the ing here. I'm not sure about that. But the county then would be one beginning with S, Sussex, Suffolk, oh, Somerset, Shropshire. Could it be S and then an HROP at the end? I don't think so. Um, yeah, but I don't know what county that could be. And then it welcomes a measure of current. Again, I thought that might be an amp, or it could be I for current. Growth in coastal regions, could it be something like a sand hill, sand something? No, still don't see that one. Here was our seed mainly spread by South American plant. Of course, there's so many plants that could be. Doesn't really help me. Yeah, I'm really doing very badly in the in the bottom half. Um, yeah, so yeah, I think maybe this is just a word for someone in a school, and we take away its head letter, and it's going to mean going wrong. So maybe this is the ing. I'd like it to be erring for going wrong, but oh, yeah, it's a school of fish. It's a herring, I think. I will go ahead and check it. Yeah, it is right. Oh my goodness. Very tricky. All right, let's see if those crossing letters help. Um, so it might end in RP and possibly ARP. Intrusion prevention mechanism. No, I'm not seeing it. How about, a G here? So it could be separate or separate. Established area where animal is found. Maybe it is like an ecosystem or something where you would find an animal. I don't think so, though. I'm thinking area is going to be part of wordplay. I think I'm going to have to go back to word plays and look for 8-letter words. Hope there aren't too many. I'm thinking maybe it's going to end in AGE, but let's see. Yeah, I think it's one of the first words that wordplays.com suggested as matching that pattern is estrange. And so established is simply EST. You see that as an abbreviation. And an area where an animal is found would be a range, home on the range. And so if you separate from somebody, maybe you are estranged. That makes sense. All right, here's our supporter impedes talk show hosts. Maybe it just means hosts, but then we would have to, I think, put a word for a supporter inside a word for a talk show. But yeah, I don't really see that. Um, no, I've absolutely no idea about that one. This was our quickly read. Joins in matrimony allowed. Oh, allowed maybe F for forte in shock. No, I'm thinking the allowed is a homophone. What other things could joins in matrimony be other than weds or marries? Oh, no, I think I'm going to have to try wordplays.com, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of words that match this pattern. Well, I'm not sure how many there are. Yeah, certainly at least 60 words that match. The one I like was scandalize, because to quickly read is definitely scan. And if you shock people, maybe you scandalize them. I just do not get the joins in matrimony allowed for delays. So have to look at 15 squared to see how they explain that one. Quickly read, definitely scan. Joins in matrimony delays. Yeah, unless it's scanned. Yeah, I think maybe it's scanned. So quickly read is scanned. And I think if you join in, maybe if two families join in matrimony, they ally, so allies. And so the homophone allowed may apply to both, but you just have to see that READ might also be the past tense read. All right. Ooh, well, that does give us a nice C. All right, so it's not all first letters. Well, that's good. Yeah, I think having a P there seems unlikely. Intrusion, prevention, mechanism. I just think secure. Key, of course, could be any of the musical keys, A through G. Address, resolution. Maybe it is. Oh, there is a word and a scarp, isn't there? Or there's certainly a scarpment. Let me look up a scarp and see what that might mean. Yeah, so it's a steep slope or cliff and escarpment. That's the meaning I know. But it can also be the inner wall of a ditch around a fortification, which would definitely meet that definition of an intrusion prevention mechanism. The key, of course, is the escape key. And then we do have ARP, address resolution protocols. Oh my goodness. I'm really having to work for this one. All right, our supporter impedes talk show hosts. Yeah, maybe it means supporter, like a benefactor. I don't see it. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go back to word plays for this one. Oh my goodness, it is another hidden clue. The word hosts is telling us that within Impede's talk show, we get a pedestal, so it's not the kind of supporter I was thinking. Of course, that the surface wanted us to think of a person, but it's just a pedestal. All right, almost every. Ah, yeah, I don't know why I didn't get this one at the first reading. So every would be all. Well, almost all would just be AL. A tree might be a pine, and alpine would mean at high altitudes within the Alps, of course. All right, our chilling effect on being in vulnerable position financially. I wonder if it could be exposing. It's not really a chilling effect, though, is it? But I know you would say that my financial position is exposed in the current whatever. Uh, oh, maybe exposure. Yeah, I like that better. So you can suffer from exposure, actually from both heat and cold, but usually cold. And I suppose exposure is when you're vulnerable financially. Yeah, I prefer that. Let me go ahead and do the check this just to make sure it is correct. All right, now our member of high society who's no social climber. Uh, what is that going to be? Yeah, what letter is going to come between the E and the P, and then what's going to come after it? I'm just thinking creepy. Yeah, don't see it. Let's try my county. Oh, the county I think is just a generic shire, and that welcomes the measure of current. Is there a word sapphire? Let me look that up. Yes, it's a growth in coastal regions because it is an edible coastal plant in the parsley family. I think I did have that word at the somewhere in my life I've come across it, so that's why I did think it was plausible. But yeah, I would never have come up with that without the wordplay. All right, seed now. Oh well, sesame definitely comes to mind as a seed actually. Although I think we're using seed. Um, yeah, I think we're using seed for the wordplay. Unless it's an and lit where the definition and the wordplay overlap. But I'm fairly confident we have SA for South American. Not quite sure where the M is coming from. Uh, but let's check it. It is correct. All right, so now our member of high society who's no social climber. Now I'm just thinking sleepy. Yeah. Oh, a member of high society might be a peer. Do we have Peer climbing? No, then that would be SREEP. That's not likely. All right, I think I have to go back to wordplays.com for one more. It's just a cryptic definition. There's no wordplay involved. The word is Sherpa. So, member of a society, I suppose, that lives at high altitude, and they're not social climbers, they're actual climbers. All right, that's everything. Let's check all. Everything is still there. All right, we'll head to 15 squared. All right, the blog today is by Andrew. Thanks to Jack for an enjoyable puzzle. Oh, he has alter egos, serpent and basilisk, and usually includes a Nina. 4 words that are anagram: asleep, elapse. Oh, in the outer squares. Let's go and look at that. Oh, yeah, sure enough. ASLEEP, sapili, please, and then elapse down the left-hand side. I would never have spotted that. All right, I think there were just a couple I didn't fully understand. Well, just concertina, I just was not thinking that would mean collapse, but there we go. Someone in the comments will probably have the definition from Chambers for us. Repels me. Not true. Not sure if true should be part of the definition. It doesn't really make sense there, but also isn't using the wordplay. Yeah, that was my question about that one. And then, yeah, so it scandalizes a homophone of scanned allies. Bit of a stretch, I think. And I think I understood all of the others. Now, I did have to resort to wordplays.com an awful lot today. I found this quite challenging. Oh yeah, what did he say about the sesame? I forgot to look at that. Essay, most of semen has seed. Yeah, I think, or it could be South American in most of seed. So, yeah, I'm not sure which way is correct. Yeah, and just want to see if anyone gives the definition of concertina. Oh, and yeah, why are Kiss notorious? Maybe they were. Yeah, I think they may have got up to some shenanigans during their heyday that probably would make them notorious nowadays. Yeah. So I think other people had had problems with concertina. Kiss are notorious for their startling lyrics. All right. Okay. Well, very, very tricky, but I got there in the end. Anyway, thank you as always for watching, and have a great day and a great weekend.